Israel is a member of the International Atomic Energy Agency, the United Nations nuclear watchdog, along with Iran. But unlike Iran, it is one of 5 countries, including North Korea, India, Pakistan and South Sudan, that are not signatories to the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons. The landmark deal that came into effect in 1970 to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons. Israel would have to renounce any nuclear weapons in its possession to sign the treaty. David Ben-Gurion, Israel's first prime minister, decided in the mid-1950s that Israel needed a nuclear weapon as an insurance policy against its Arab neighbors. In the 1950s and 60s, Israel secretly acquired the technology and materials to build nuclear weapons. Israel's nuclear program has a long and secretive history. It was in 1958 that Israel reportedly began constructing what would become the hub of its atomic ambitions. Israel opened its nuclear research center under Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion. He believed the country needed nuclear deterrence as an extra measure of security. After it opened, Israel kept the work at Dimona hidden for a decade. The Dimona nuclear facility is located in the Negev desert in southern Israel, about 13 kilometers southeast of the city of Dimona and approximately 30 kilometers from the Dead Sea. It is officially known as the Negev Nuclear Research Center, though it is described by Israelis as a research facility. But it is widely believed to be the heart of the country's nuclear weapons program. When US intelligence discovered the secret facility deep in the desert, Israeli officials told the American embassy and said it was only a textile plant. Israeli officials also said it did not contain the chemical reprocessing plant needed to produce nuclear weapons. In December 1960, Ben-Gurion revealed that the 24-megawatt reactor at Dimona would not be completed for 4 years and that it was for peaceful purposes only. But then, the newly elected US President, John F. Kennedy, alarmed about the potential spread of nuclear weapons, pressed Israeli officials for regular inspections of Dimona. By 1973, the United States had become convinced that Israel had developed nuclear weapons. Yet, to this day, Israel remains outside the framework of the Non-Proliferation Treaty. Information about the facility continues to remain highly classified. Reportedly, recent satellite imagery has shown extensive construction activity at the Dimona site over the past 5 years. Stockholm International Peace Research Institute's most recent report suggests the new activity points to a broader effort to modernize Israel's nuclear infrastructure.
It's been an open secret for a very long time that Israel has significant nuclear weapons capacity. Situated in Dimona, Israel has the numbers of operational weapons is perhaps 90. So there is some concern because Israel is not part of the Non-Proliferation Treaty and has only really recently been open about its military and nuclear capacity.
North Korea's nuclear ambitions continue to raise alarm across the world. Last year, in 2024, North Korea disclosed the first photos of a uranium enrichment site designed to produce weapons-grade fuel for its nuclear bombs. North Korea says its arsenal of nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles are necessary to counter threats from the United States and its allies, which fought the North during the 1950 to 1953 Korean War. North Korea has never disclosed the number of weapons it possesses. In July 2024, a report by the Federation of American Scientists concluded that the country may have produced enough fissile material to build up to 90 nuclear warheads, but that it has likely assembled closer to 50. At the heart of its weapons program lies one sprawling and secretive facility, Yongbyon. Hidden in the mountains, 100 kilometers north of Pyongyang, lies the Yongbyon Nuclear Scientific Research Center, North Korea's oldest and most vital nuclear facility. Its origins trace back to 1961, when the country struck nuclear agreements with the Soviet Union. Today, it's the core of Pyongyang's nuclear weapons program, producing the fissile material needed for warheads. Some buildings in the campus are for administration, but the most important ones are the reactors and labs that help build nuclear bombs. Among them is the IRT-2000 reactor, completed in 1965 with Soviet help. Initially built for research and medical isotope production, it was later converted to use highly enriched uranium. Experts worry it could now produce tritium, a material that makes bombs smaller and more powerful. A few grams of tritium can make a big difference in a warhead. While Yongbyon is the only facility that North Korea has declared officially, the intelligence community believes a second covert plant is in Kangson. In 2022, the UN listed Kangson as a suspected clandestine uranium enrichment facility. Analysts also believe North Korea operates centrifuges in additional locations in secret. As history shows, such sites are often built underground, far from inspectors' eyes.
Yeah, North Korea certainly has a nuclear program. It was initialized by China in the old days, but China has absolutely pulled back from helping or interacting with North Korea on this.
Before we talk about Pakistan's nuclear hub, it's important to remind our viewers of the cold-blooded massacre of innocent civilians in Pahalgam in Kashmir. On the 22nd of April this year, it was an attack planned by Pakistan-backed terrorist groups. India retaliated and launched Operation Sindoor, hitting hard at the terrorist infrastructure in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The Indian Air Force categorically denied claims that it targeted Pakistan's Kirana Hills, an alleged nuclear weapons storage site, in its retaliatory strikes.
Thank you for telling us that Kirana Hill houses some nuclear installation. We did not know about it. Okay. And we've not hit Kirana Hills, whatever is there. Okay. I did not brief in my briefing yesterday. Thank you.
The very mention of Kirana Hills dominated the headlines over the next few days and reignited interest in one of Pakistan's most secretive military facilities. It is long suspected to be central to Pakistan's nuclear weapons program. The site remains a closely guarded location under the control of the Pakistan Air Force. Kirana Hills, located roughly 75 kilometers from Pakistan's Kushab nuclear complex, is widely reported to house over 10 underground nuclear tunnels. It is a vast rocky mountain range and a designated area under Pakistan's Ministry of Defense in Sardogha district. Kirana Hills is locally referred to as the Black Mountains due to its brownish terrain, and stretches between the township of Chenabnagar and the city of Sargodha. Its proximity to heavy water reactors used for producing weapons-grade plutonium places it at the core of Pakistan's nuclear strategy. The terrain is known to be rugged and isolated, ideal for covert military testing and infrastructure. Beginning in the early 1980s, the area was developed for military use, including the establishment of bunkers and underground facilities. Kirana Hills has been linked to Pakistan's nuclear ambitions since the 1980s, a period when the country was actively developing its nuclear capabilities in response to regional security dynamics. Between 1983 and 1990, Pakistan conducted a series of cold tests or subcritical nuclear tests at Kirana Hills. These tests, which simulate nuclear explosions without triggering a fission reaction, were critical for Pakistan. The Kirana Hills remain a foundational chapter in Pakistan's nuclear journey. Today, the area is believed to house critical nuclear storage facilities and infrastructure. However, due to the extreme secrecy surrounding the site, verification of its current capabilities remains limited.